I'm Stefan Lombard with Hagerty Classic Cars, and I'm at the Lingenfelter Collection in Brighton, Michigan with the landmark Oldsmobile, the 1966 Olds Toronado. The car's overall shape derives from a 1962 painting by designer David North, and when Oldsmobile green-lighted a personal luxury car, his design was chosen. It was originally slated for a smaller frame, the A-body, but costs being what they were, Oldsmobile decided to put it on the E-platform shared with the Riviera. It's not easy to make a smaller car big and still retain the lovely proportions, but Oldsmobile did an excellent job with this car. And there's a lot to like about the first generation Toronado. Part of what makes the Toronado so special is its powertrain, or unitized power package. Oldsmobile was crafty in combining 425 cubic inch rocket V8 with a modified TH400 transmission, or TH425, and a planetary differential, all packaged in the engine bay, driving the front wheels. This same powertrain made its way into GM motorhomes of the 1970s. The engine was topped by a Rochester quadrajet carburetor. The combination put out about 385 horsepower and an impressive 475 pound-feet of torque. By the end of the generation in 1970, the engine was upped to 455 cubic inches. These powertrains are incredibly robust, and designers put about 1.5 million miles on them before they ever found their way into the Toronado. But something to be wary of that some owners experienced were engine fires, as temperatures tended to climb under the hood. Overall, the Toronado was exceptionally well built, and even the first-year cars didn't really experience too many gremlins that you'd expect from a first-year car. But they are prone to rust in certain places, commonly at the base of the A-pillars, so check for rust bubbles there and around the base of the windshield. And then moving back, I'm going to check the top of the rear spring mounts, if you can get under the car. Finally, most importantly, all rust is important to treat, guys. The more you know. Finally, pop the trunk and check the drains for this rear window vent. There are rubber tubes on either side, and they tended to get clogged with debris that got down in the vent, and if that happened, water could just sit on that shelf and rot it away. A few more things to look for. These doors, they're giant, they're heavy on their hinges. So check those hinges, check the alignment, check the fitment, the shut lines, make sure that they're not sagging. Also, with so much power and weight up front driving the front wheels, these cars tended to eat through tires. Firestone designed a special tire just for the Toronado, but modern tires are better equipped to handle this kind of power. Finally, these pop-up headlights are vacuum actuated, and like many of those systems from the era, they can wear out over time, so check the system and make sure that it works properly. There's no denying the appeal of the Tornado's shape, but Oldsmobile built it as a personal luxury car to compete with the Ford Thunderbird. So let's hop inside and see how luxurious it is. Oh yeah, that is comfortable. This Strata seat with armrest is made for cruising. So let's cruise. Toronado was available in either standard, or simply Toronado, or deluxe. And by a huge margin, most people bought the deluxe. Neither car you bought was fantastically outfitted. Even in the standard car, that included things like power steering, power brakes, courtesy lights, wonderful carpeting. The deluxe came with niceties like this fold-down armrest on your Strata seat. Quite luxurious in a luxury car of that period. But also a center speaker in the rear for the AM radio. Options included things like air conditioning, which this car has, 6-way power seats, a power antenna. So really advanced features for the time and not found in many cars. If there is a knock against these cars, it's a minor but important one in that parts are hard to find. So your best bet is to check out the Toronado Owners Association and the Olds Club of America and make nice with the people who have been hoarding parts for years. Something else to consider is that even though this has a rocket V8 in it, which was common to several Oldsmobiles, it's specialized for this particular application. So the oil pan is different, and a few other pieces are different. So you can't just put a different rocket V8 in, or take this engine out and put it in another Olds. To say that Oldsmobile hit the mark with this car is an understatement. They went up against the Thunderbird, and this car trumps that car. And it's no wonder that it was the 1966 Motor Trend Car of the Year, and that they said it's probably the most comfortable road car conceived to date. It's hard to argue against that. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to luxuriate in my Toronado.